Hey besties, welcome back to another sit down video talk with Jalen Marie. Today we're going to be discussing why we should stop resetting every month and what you should do instead. I have personally experienced these things and I feel like this month I feel totally better. So of course I want to share with you guys. So if you guys are stuck in that reset every single month, you guys can, learn what I did and hopefully it helps you. Before we get started, excuse my appearance. I know I look a little rough. Had a very chill day. I just got up and deep cleaned the bathroom and now I'm doing this video before cooking dinner. 2 days till hair day, so just bear with me. I'm gonna be looking cute soon. But you always got that period where you gotta have it down for a bit. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Make sure you subscribe, comment down below what have your months been looking like so far. For me, mine has been very eye-opening to what I need to change and what I need to do, and I'm super proud of the progress I've been. I also feel like I've been more happier recently, and I'm super grateful to God for that because I know it's no one but him, but genuinely I'm super happy. In the description box I have all my social media accounts. Make sure you go follow, and there's also a discount code for you guys. Use them as well, and if you use the discount codes, let me know so I can make sure to get you guys some more. But let's go ahead and talk about this starting over cycle. So I do have my laptop. When I do a sit down video, I have notes and I never want to miss anything, so let's go ahead and get started. But so for me, this is how it goes. It's every month you promise yourself you're going to change your life. You create all these new routines, all these new habits, and all these new goals. And then about after a week or two, you find yourself kind of falling off, and then you feel like, oh, you have to wait till the next week or a whole nother month to start. Well, let's talk about some examples. For me, that's fitness routines. Later in the week, I realized I kind of get a bit lazy with my routines as far as skipping them. And then I'm like, oh, I have to wait until Monday to restart or Sunday. That's not true. Posting, if I miss a couple of days or I'm not editing enough, I'll be like, oh, let me just wait till tomorrow or another day. But I could just do it now. Saving money has been an issue for me. Not really. I've been saving, but the issue is there's so many holidays. I'm a huge gift giver. So like the kids, January, I just got through with Christmas January, and it was Kyra's birthday, and so I bought her a bunch of clothes. February was Valentine's Day. I did a little breakfast for the littles, and then Gabby and Kai got Valentine's Day gifts. And then March, me and my sister took the kids to the movies, and I took Gabby to Barnes & Noble to buy some books. And then now April's about to come in towards the end of March. I have to buy stuff for Easter baskets. So once I see how much I'm spending, I'm like, okay, well, next month I'll start over. Not true, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. Eating healthier. I'm a victim to this. You guys know I've been working on my weight loss, and I finally feel like I've hit a breakthrough. I've lost about 30 pounds between last year and this year, and honestly, I feel super proud of myself, and I'm excited to keep going till I get to my healthy goal weight. But I've seen recently, especially the last couple of weeks, I had surgery. I wasn't working, so I wasn't moving as much, and I wasn't working out because I was recovering. I had a carpal tunnel release, and so I was not working out, and with that I started eating a lot of crap because I was just eating quick meals, couldn't really do much. And so then I was like, oh, next week I'll start over. This week I'm just gonna eat the cupcake for breakfast, Girl Scout cookies. I've gone through so many Girl Scout cookies because Gabby's a Girl Scout, and like I bought some to support, and then I got some for free because I've been helping her sell a lot. But yeah, let's just end that there. And then waking up early, I've been doing really good on this, but I know in the past I was struggling with my wake up time. If I messed up one day, I'd be like, okay, well, next week we'll just start all over. And that's not true. We're done just letting it be. We fall off once and we're done. So some reasons we kind of fall into that cycle is because we are so focused on trying to change everything at once. I know in a lot of my sit down videos, you can see that vision board. I'm not working on changing that all at once. I'm doing little steps to get me there. So a bunch of little steps. But like I have a car and an apartment and Bible study and eating right and working out and content. If I were to focus on all those big goals at once, I would burn out very quickly, and then I will fall into that trap of I'll start over next week once I fail once. So you don't want to try changing everything at once. You also don't want to set unrealistic routines. If you're not a morning person and you're usually up at 10 a.m., don't sit there and be like, I'm going to get up at 5 a.m., work out, eat a high protein breakfast, and that's realistically not what you do. I'm a morning person, but anything earlier than 7 a.m. and I'm not here for it. While I'm on spring break, I'm waking up at 8. Today I let myself sleep until about 10 because I didn't have work or school. It's the only day I'm going to get that this week because I am back at work. But don't sit there and set all these routines for you. Like, I'm not a night out. I'm not going to sit there and say, I'm going to wake up at 7 and not go to bed till 12. One, that's not my 8 hours of sleep. But two, I don't like staying up that late. Unless I know I don't have to wake up early in the morning, I do not do it. So you have to set routines that you actually can see your better self doing. Comparing ourselves to others online. We're all a victim of that. We all have someone who we love their life, we love their personality, we love what they do, we love the people they surround themselves with, and we compare what we are doing to what they are doing or how they're like. And that's why we start over so much, because that's not us. We always have to be our unique selves, even though sometimes we're not going to always like ourselves. There's always something you want to change. But if we're comparing ourselves to others, we're never going to reach the mark we want to reach, because we're not them. We cannot do or be who they are or what they do. Expecting motivation instead of discipline. I would love if I was motivated all the time. Like today, cleaning the bathroom, I didn't want to, but I know if I didn't do it, one, the bathroom was going to sit nasty, but then two, I was going to feel really bad because now that's something that I could have done. Now I have to do another day. So the motivation wasn't there, but the discipline was, because I knew if I didn't get this done at that moment, I was not going to do it today. You have to rely on discipline, because like I said, motivation is not always going to be there. It's great if it was, but it isn't. So once you're disciplined with yourself, you are not going to fall into that cycle of starting over, because you know, I have to do this because XYZ. And then feeling like one bad day means the entire month is ruined. I feel that although I have been being happy, there are moments through my days, like example, Friday, it was like pouring rain for hours, and me and my aunt just had to keep going in and out the rain. I had on my Ugg slippers. You know they got wet. Thank God they're still in one piece. And that moment could have ruined my whole day, and I could have pouted, had a nasty attitude, everybody, but I didn't. That one moment does not mean the day is bad. Just like one bad day does not mean the whole month is ruined and you can't do anything. We have to stop waiting for the perfect reset. There's never going to be a perfect reset. It's just when you know you need it, you have to do it. So for example, we're going to talk about how people treat Mondays, the first of the month, and the new year. So Monday is the beginning of every week. Technically Sunday is. That's how people do their Sunday resets. But on Sunday, we prepare for Monday. And if you have a bad Monday, it's already bad. Everyone already hates Mondays because, you know, it's the beginning of the work week, the school week. Monday has a negative connotation with it. But it's also the day where people are like, beginning of the week, I'm going to start fresh and do everything right. The first of the month, everyone's doing their resets. I do a reset at the end of the month. That is so I can reevaluate my goals and set new goals, which there's nothing wrong with that. But those days before, I'm still actively working towards the goals that I have for the month. I don't just stop and be like, oh, I'm close to the new month, I can stop. You have to keep going. The first of the month is not the time to want to start doing all these new things and changing everything. And also a new year. We all know everyone sets New Year's resolutions. And within a couple of weeks into January, everyone falls off. And a good example of that is the gym. The gym is always packed in January. And by February and March, the gym is almost empty. That's because everyone is like, the new year, I'm going to be better. And it's just not like that. If you're creating all these unrealistic standards for you that you haven't worked up to. And so you fall off, and then you're like, next year I'll try again. Well, you just wasted the whole rest of the 10, 11 months when you could have just, if you fell off once, you could have got back up and kept trying. So progress happens on the messy days, not the perfect months. If you can work through a hard day, the rest of the month, it's not going to be perfect, but you're more likely to create progress and be more proud of what you're doing if you can do it on those messy days versus just the perfect days. So for example, if you miss a workout on Wednesday, that does not mean you wait till Monday to restart. On Thursday, you continue and you pick up where you left off and you do better than you did the day before. Focus on systems instead of motivation. So motivation is temporary. It's a feeling of we feel like doing everything we have to do, but it goes away very quickly. Systems are repeatable habits that over time are going to just become things you just do on a regular basis. You already know what you're doing. So when you rely on your systems, no matter if motivation is there or it's gone, you're going to know what to do and you're going to do it because it's automatic. So some examples of some systems are For me, YouTube posting twice a week. For you, that could be posting Tuesday and Friday if you want to do content. Not everyone does, so that's just an example for me. Another one is walking 20 minutes daily. Could be a system that you do. You're going to think, oh, I didn't go on my walk. Let me go on my walk, because it's something you already do. Tracking your weekly spending. If you know you're someone who tends to spend a lot, you want to make sure during the week you're checking, because once you do it at the month, it's already too late to make those big changes. But if you're doing it during the week, you can make little daily habits to make sure you're not spending as much. So instead of saying I'm going to post a lot this month, I'm going to sit down and create a posting schedule. So I know what days I need to post what, which means I know what I need to film ahead of time. And it's going to make sure that I'm actually accomplishing that goal of posting a lot this month. Make your goals smaller than you think. This is a huge thing with burnout. If we make a huge goal, you are going to burn out quickly because you're constantly working towards that big goal and you don't have a smaller plan. That's kind of where the SMART goals come in. I personally, like, my SMART goals are always like, I take a few from my vision board and I put it into smaller goals. So that's what I'm going to achieve this month. And you just have to figure out which goal system works for you, but you do need to make them smaller so you're not working towards something so big in such a short amount of time. So for example, instead of saying I'm going to work out 6 times a week, you can start with saying I'm going to do 10 to 15 minute workouts. I'm going to make sure I'm walking daily, and I'm going to do 3 workouts per week. So you're doing small things, but those small wins build momentum. Track your weekly progress, not your monthly. Your monthly people, like, who do monthly resets, it makes them feel like they failed because you're looking back at what you set for the month and you haven't worked on it. But where did you check in at? I do monthly resets as well as weekly. Every Sunday I'm sitting down. Every day I'm looking at my goals. They are put on the wall right in front of me right here, so they're in my face. And you have to do those things, because if you're checking monthly, you're not getting the updates or the check-ins like you need. So instead, you want to do weekly check-ins. You want to adjust your goals if needed, and you want to reflect on what worked well and what didn't. So some example questions that you can go off of is, what went well this week, what didn't, and what can you improve for the next week. This helps you to do those little weekly check-ins that make sure at the end of the month, when you do your monthly reset, you're sitting down and you're like, wow, I truly made real progress this week and adjustments. And if you didn't, you can see what still worked well and what you need to change for the following month. We're going to have to accept imperfect progress. So successful people, they're not restarting every single time they mess up. They're just adjusting. So for example, if you missed a workout today, just go tomorrow. If you didn't post your content, post it the next day. And if you overspent, make sure you're just resetting your budget the next week. The goal is consistency, not perfection. Something that I can really relate to with this is my health and wellness journey. I've been on this journey for about 2 years when I decided I was finally ready to change. And something that I could say that I can tell that's working better for me now than it has been was actually re-evaluating every single day what went well and what didn't. So when I first started, I was truly just like, I'm just gonna throw in like 2 to 3 workouts a week and still eat what I want. I was gaining instead of losing because the amount of movement I was doing was what normal people do. And so I started to feel very discouraged. But this time around, when I'm doing it, I am planning out my meals for the week. I now use this calorie app called Lose It because I'm in a calorie deficit, which helps me to make sure I'm not just overeating. I'm a huge bored eater. Like, I've been kind of struggling with it today, but I've been really doing good. I've had 1 meal so far, and I really want some Girl Scout cookies, but I also want a cupcake at the end of the night. But I'm also having pasta for dinner, which is heavy on the calories. So I've already planned it out in my tracker so I can know what I can have. For lunch, I didn't eat breakfast this morning, so for lunch, I had panko chicken with strawberries and whipped cream. I've already tracked that in my calories. Then for dinner, I put that I'm having a pasta. I want 2 Red Lobster cheddar biscuits, and I'm going to have a cup of spinach with that. I already put that in my calorie tracker, and it left me with enough calories. Because I'm doing a 30-minute workout, when I get done with this video, it cut out some of my calories, and I have enough calories to get a cupcake. So I decided right now, even though I really want to just snack, I'm not going to, because I would rather have a cupcake at the end of the night. So although these aren't the healthiest options, I feel like for me, it's really helping me with how much I'm eating, curbing that bored eating and appetite, and I'm eating the right amount of calories so that I can still lose weight. Now, obviously, I don't eat like this every day, but it's really opened my eyes to see, like, yesterday for dinner I had orange chicken, fried rice, and cream cheese wontons. That was such a calorie heavy dinner. It put me over by 17 calories and I could not have dessert. So although that day was not perfect, the app allowed me to see what adjustments I needed to make. So that's a perfect example of me not waiting till next month to restart. I said, tomorrow I'm gonna do better, and I am, and I'm super proud of myself. Those small wins are building momentum, and it's giving me motivation, but also discipline to do better. You do not need a new month to change your life. You just need those couple of messy days to keep going, even on those messy days, and you're gonna truly feel so much better. I hope you guys have enjoyed this talk of how to start resetting every month, and here's what you should do. I really enjoyed filming it, and it definitely reminds me of the things I'm working on, and I feel really proud of myself, so I hope you guys can too. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, besties.